This is scary. This is really scary. FNaF ransomware has gotten pretty popular within the FNaF community in the past year and a half. For those who don't know what FNaF ransomware is, the closest thing that I could compare it to would probably be FNaF VHS, except that it has computer viruses instead of Innard fighting the army. The ransomware aesthetic in general has really picked up with fangame creators as of late, with games such as Graveyard Shift at Freddy's or Five Nights at Freddy's Free Edition. But I'm not going to be talking about any of those. Instead, I'm going to be talking about the one ransomware-esque game to catch my eye. Five Nights at Freddy's 1 Remake. The first thing I want to get into about the FNaF 1 Remake is the gameplay, which is pretty fun actually. The game uses the FNaF 1 mechanics as a base, but adds some entirely new mechanics on top of it, such as Bonnie or Chica being able to show up at either door, or you being able to give Foxy a controlled shock. The first thing that you'll notice when you start the game is that the window of the game actually moves when you look left and right, which is super weird, but I eventually got used to it. Now, the only animatronic active on night 1 is Bonnie. Bonnie is also the least unique character in this game, with the only new thing about him being that he can appear on either side of the office. On night 2, Chica, or Chick, I guess because that's what she's called in this game, additionally becomes active. Chick is a bit more unique than Bonnie in that whenever she attacks a door, there's a very large charging sound effect that sounds like this. Although this does make her by far the easiest animatronic to keep track of, it's still a neat mechanic in my opinion. The other animatronic that becomes active on this night is this game's Foxy equivalent, Oxy Pirate. Oxy is probably my favorite mechanic-wise, honestly. He acts similar to FNaF 1 Foxy, just with some additional stuff added onto that. For example, as the night goes on, there's a chance that a jingle will start playing in your office, and Oxy's hook will descend by one of the doors. If you're too slow to click on the hook, then he will just kill you. Other than that, he works pretty similar to FNaF 1 Foxy, with the additional mechanic of you being able to shock him to send him back to stage 1. If he escapes Pirate's Cove, then he will hold one of the doors open and let you get jump scared by another animatronic. On night 3, the final main animatronic becomes active. His name is Funbear, and as you can probably tell, he is this game's rendition of Freddy Fazbear. He is also the animatronic that has the most unique mechanics, which is fitting. The first of his mechanics involve him appearing in your office in the FNaF 1 Golden Freddy pose. All you need to do here is stare at him. His second mechanic is similar to FNaF 1 Freddy, where he will laugh and then move to a camera. After this, you'll need to find him on the cameras and stare at him until he leaves. Just keep in mind that on some cameras, he blends in super well and it's almost impossible to see him. The last thing that Funbear does is bring down a keypad in the office, where it will then show a code that you'll need to follow exactly. There's actually one more character left, but that's for the secret 6th night, so we're gonna get to that later. Slight disclaimer here, but the creator said that the plot of this game is a joke and to not take it too seriously. Anyways, once you open the game, there will be an intro going over how the player feels nostalgic about Five Nights at Freddy's and wants to experience it again for the first time. The personification of the game, whose name is Buddy, appears and explains that they can let you experience it by giving you the gift of living through her story, but better. As the nights go on, Buddy gets more and more anxious that the player will leave, saying stuff like, "I wish we could keep this going forever, I don't want to lose you again," and asking us to keep playing, just like the old days. Buddy continues to introduce new animatronics each night, hoping to ensure that the player still has fun. This keeps going until night 5, where once 4 AM hits, something strange happens.
It can't end here! You don't understand what I've achieved here today. How difficult it was to get them all in one place, don't you see? All of this was for you, and all you can do to repay me is leave me here to rot. I won't have it. If this isn't good enough for you, then I have to make it perfect. Clearly, I am impure. If you would rather abandon what we have together, so let me prove it to you. I will show you the perfect night. I'll give you everything you've ever needed. It'll be the greatest celebration, the party of a lifetime, all for you. And this time, you won't ever want out. out.
And then Night 6 begins. With that, there's a short introduction message which sums up the mechanics of this night. It will not go easy on you. Stay focused. If it runs to your office, shut the door immediately. If it walks normally to your office, flash it when it's on your door until they leave. If you see a pop-up in the cameras, find and close it before it's too late. Shut down the TVs when you see them light up. Do it quick, they will drain your power the more they stay turned on. Survive until 6 AM. Every single animatronic besides Buddy is now gone. I never found this night too difficult, maybe I just got lucky because Buddy didn't attack me until 3 AM. I found both the TVs and the pop-ups to not be threatening at all, as you could handle them in like 2 seconds. Aesthetically though, this night is by far my favorite. The music and the sound effects are both incredibly well done and do a lot for the atmosphere here. Something really fun about this night is that a distorted remix of the Toreador March starts playing once it hits 5 AM. There's not much else to say about this night in specific, but I did really enjoy the switch up from the typical gameplay. And after the night is over, Buddy returns.
I failed. The one thing I was meant to do, and I failed. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. And I never will be. I tried my best, I really did, but it wasn't enough. And now when you close this game, I will die all over again. The licking flames of free choice itself will scald my very soul. For I am nothing but data. Check marks in a grid. I never had my own mind, I only existed through yours. And as I bounce off the walls of your skull, nothing but darkness will welcome me. Roaming these empty miasmic halls for time immemorial. Please do not cross with me. I did everything I could to please you, and I hope this last hurrah we had together was... I hope you had a good time. I will miss you. I'm sorry.
On top of all the previous content in the game, there is also a secret ending. To get it, you need to beat the game once, reopen the game until the text on the window says, "Find me, I'm waiting for you," instead of FNaF 1 Remake. After that, wait there for a few minutes and a door should open on the bottom right of the main menu. Click on it and it should take you to an area with Savior, who is this game's version of the puppet. If you talk to her, she'll ask you to go back in the nights and find some strange objects. All you really need to do here is go back to every single night and find an eyeball looking thing on the cameras. Once you have the eyes, you can go back to the puppet and show them to her. She'll have a bit of dialogue for each one, but after that, you'll be brought to a FNaF 2 styled minigame where you need to find 15 balloons while also hiding from Buddy whenever he appears. After you beat that minigame, you'll get the secret ending, which is a teaser to Welcome to Freddy's. With every single animatronic finally being revealed, I can now talk about one of the most intriguing things about this game, the designs. The designs in this game are reminiscent of the FNaF ransomware stuff that popped up early last year. However, unlike Freddy Seti or Bloodbear, it is possible to take the FNaF 1 Remake character design seriously. Although I don't personally find them scary, they are objectively somewhat unsettling. The main 4 animatronics designs are all pretty neat, but I want to get into the 3 other characters' designs. The first of which being Buddy. Buddy is one of the coolest designs that I've seen in a FNaF fan game. I really like how out of place he looks, even compared to all of the other characters in this game. Additionally, I also like that unlike the other animatronics, he only somewhat resembles the characters that he's supposed to be. Now, onto my favorite design in the game, Savior. This design is incredibly similar to the puppet, who is also my favorite FNaF character. The changes that they did make to the design, such as adding the cloak, are all amazing though. Another detail about Savior that I like, intentional or not, is that she is noticeably less distorted than any other animatronic, with the only changes other than the cloak being the eyes and her smile. And finally, the last character in this game, who hasn't been shown a single time. This game may seem like Five Nights at Glup Shitos at first, but I do think that this is a very endearing and well-made game with an amazing gameplay loop. I would highly recommend it to people. Even if I don't find it scary, you might. Anyways, that's about all I have to say. Please subscribe, please, please, please!
Girlfriend de Pick Dancing?